Welcome back, man. This is the Gentleman's Club, and we have a special guest here today. Of course, this is my better half, Miss Courtney Harper, and we dedicate this episode, of course, to Valentine's Day, and we just gonna have a great conversation, just like any other day, keeping everything straight, no chasers. We not sugarcoating anything. We just talking about all controversial issues, relationships, giving our advice, telling our story. Hopefully you can relate, and we just keeping everything 100 for real. And hopefully y'all subscribe to my channel, comment below, let me know how you feel, what you want to hear, what kind of questions we miss, anything like that. We can follow up. So like I said, have a good time. Follow my channel, The Gentleman's Club, and make sure you subscribe, man. That's the biggest thing. Subscribe. Please subscribe. But we're gonna go ahead and kick it off, man. I did want to start off by of course, dedicating everything to Valentine's Day. The time where, couples have a good time. Single people probably hate it, not sure. You tell me, I don't know. But my first question, Miss Harper, is, and you keep it honest too, man, because I already know both our perspectives are probably different on this, but I definitely want to hear yours first, or you can tell me, let me explain mine second. What does Valentine's Day mean to you? Is it something like that you take serious? Well, I know, but you can tell them. Like,
yeah, kind of.
On a 1 to 10, like, how do you take it serious though? Like, 1 to 10. How would you chart your seriousness? 10 being the serious, the most.
I think it depends on my situation, like me in a relationship or marriage, how serious I take it, or me outside of that.
Okay.
Like,
so in the beginning, it's probably like something like you take more serious. It's like on the 10, like, what's good?
No, I don't know. So it's important. Like, I feel like it's important. Either way, it's important. But I'm saying, like, prior to, if I don't have a boo, then it's like, it's still important. It's just like I'm sad now because I don't have a boo. I know how important it is to me.
Right. So.
But even in a marriage, outside of our marriage, for me, it's important. How I feel about it makes a difference of whether I'm in a relationship or not. But
well, since you married, how serious is Valentine's?
It's serious to me. It means a lot to me. It's a day of love. So it's a day where I know people be like, oh, Valentine's Day is every day, you get whatever about whatever. Like, no, I still want you to go out. I still want you to go out. Like,
spend that money.
Yeah.
Spend that money. Well, my opinion, you know my opinion?
Probably.
I don't even value Valentine's Day. I keep it hot. Like, at this point, I mean, in the beginning I did though. Like,
but you only did it in the beginning because I did.
Yeah, and I knew that would give me brownie points and stuff like that. But in the beginning, when we first started dating, of course, I was going in and trying to do everything, trying to get her every little thing to make sure she was thinking of me on Valentine's Day. And shoot, I remember my first Valentine's Day. That was when we was getting stipends.
Stipends?
Refund checks. Refund checks, yeah. We was getting a refund check. I was spending that bag on wifey, like, you know what I'm saying? 3 bands, 1,000 of that going to Valentine's Day, cause that's when it come out. So like, yeah. So in the beginning, I was definitely like trying to press a button and like trying to make myself win brownie points. I don't know, but like that was like one of the biggest things for me. Is just like Valentine's Day was a chance where I could spend that money and try to show my baby like I love her, Yeah, and like as time grown, I need to turn it back up, I guess, because I am not into Valentine's Day at all. I do the little things, make her feel special, give her time, flowers, flowers, and quality time. And this year we're gonna have a good time this year, but typically I am just left field. I'm like coming in, flowers, quality time, happy Valentine's Day. We doing the dinner, the Arigatos was like our thing when we was in North Carolina. We went to Arigatos pretty much every year. And what we like? 7, 8 years in now. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, I'm gonna turn it back up now since we in a place where we can actually turn it like.
And I'm listening.
Now since we like turn it back up again, like I'm probably gonna turn it back up now. But when we was together and we was on cruise control, Valentine's Day pretty much was on cruise control as well for me. But how do you in the beginning? How did you like judge your partner? Not me. How did you judge your partner like by Valentine's Day? Was it like, oh, okay, he ain't serious as me? Like, what was it? Because I know every girl thinking about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But the guy's like coming in and he random. You never know. You pretty much, I don't know. I'm trying to speak from y'all position. But tell me, like, what is y'all's thoughts? Like, if you were single right now, what would your thoughts be if you were just talking to a guy and it's Valentine's Day? What is your thoughts? Like, what is your train of thoughts?
So if I was single but dating and I was talking to a guy, I would be expecting plans for Valentine's Day. Definitely be with him on Valentine's Day, not the day after, not the day before.
What is the day before that? What is the day before that?
Those are what they call side chick days. No, I need to be with you on Valentine's Day.
But I'm saying he might spend his Valentine's Day with his kids. Like, how you just going? Oh nah, I need a date. We need to be spending the night.
I'm be honest, no. No, I can't go for it because it could be a lie. You just never know.
It could.
But I would expect to spend Valentine's Day together. I would expect to go on a date, be wine and dine, get a gift, everything. Right. I would expect the same thing dating. Low key that I would when I was in. I guess it didn't change. It don't change.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of single girls, they judge, single girls and guys. Let me just throw the guys in there just to make it fair, but usually typically a guy spending the money, but...
No, that's not true.
Usually the guy is spending the money though.
Oh, well, maybe.
Well, the girl spending the money because she wanted that, she wanted to reciprocate, right? Like, you're not going to spend the money and be like, oh, here's Valentine's Day, here's everything for you, and then if he don't do nothing, you ain't thinking about it. Like, if a guy do something for her and she don't do nothing, we chilling, like, we like, okay, cool, like, let's go, continue on. You coming? Let's go. It ain't like the party stops, is what I'm saying. So, like, I don't know. Like I said, like, if the girl is, like, the girl should be judging based on Valentine's Day, in my opinion, if it's fresh. Because if the dude ain't thinking about Valentine's Day, he hit you up the next morning, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you second to the kids, you second to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Can you agree? You don't know? I'm just saying, you gotta judge it like that.
Yeah.
And everything is straight, no chasers. So, you need a drink, make sure you get one, because we need to keep that shit hot. For real. But we're gonna backtrack a little bit, and I know I got a lot of like people we familiar with watching, and we got family watching, and we got some new fans on here. But I want to backtrack and ask, like, we both probably got two different stories, and you let me know if you want me to tell mine first. But how did we meet? How did you meet your husband?
You can tell yours first.
Alright. So, okay, I'll start from the beginning. Well, I can start from the beginning because I was never able to tell the story for me. So, I met Courtney on a FaceTime. I had my cousin. He went to Winston-Salem State, and he was like, man, everybody know Quiz. Everybody know Quiz. He the man. Like, when he was a player at Winston-Salem State, everybody knew Quiz. He was like the best scorer, all of that, And Courtney was a head manager in the mix, but she was like a head manager at Winston-Salem State. And me and my cousin, we real tight. Like, even to this day, he's one of my best friends. That's my cousin, but he's one of my best friends. Like, literally grew up with him, took baths, everything. Like, me and my dog, like, we still day one. And we would FaceTime each other every game. I was watching his stats, he was watching my stats, and we would FaceTime each other. And one day, towards the end of the year, right when I was about to transfer, me and Quay started, Quay, Tate, where you going? Where you going? And he knew, like, I'm trying to get up out of Gardner Webb. And he FaceTimed me one day, and Courtney popped up. And then And Courtney popped up. And then and I seen her on FaceTime, and right then and there I was like, oh, who is that? You know, right then and there. You know, mind you, Quiz is kind of too cool for school. I can't really press the buttons on that. So fast forward. That's the first time I ever seen. Fast forward. I started going to their pickups. I started going to Winston-Salem. I started actually spending my time there. Shout out to Bays. Started spending my time there with Leach and Stacy and all of my dudes, Bird, Mo, all of my boys who pretty much been there. I started spending my time there, and we was having pickup one day, and we was just hooping, and then boom, she walked in, and then once I saw her walk in, that was it. Like, in my mind, that was it. Now, it was a process after that, but in my mind, like, I saw my wife for real, and that's exactly what went through my head. Like, this is my wife. She's beautiful. She checked all my boxes when it came to looks. I just didn't know her yet. And time went forward. Courtney was talking to people. Courtney was talking. She was in the mix because she had already been there anyway. So she had already built relationships. She was in a slight relationship. I don't know what it was, but she was in a relationship that didn't deter me because I don't know how serious it was. Didn't care. But yeah. So yeah, kept pressing the button. Kept talking to her. And then honestly, I kept talking to my cousin about it. And then finally, he actually started it. Like, I honestly think he just started it because he probably got tired of me talking about it. Whenever she walked by, I would say something. Whenever I would lead the games or practices or something like that, I would say something. And then my cousin Marquez Jones, man, he started it. Like, he went in and was like, hey, man, talking about, like, I don't know what he said. You can say what he said. I don't know what he said. But
yeah, he was like, y'all had practice, and we was at a gym offsite, and he was like, hey, he was like, I think he said something like, my cousin want to talk to you. I can't remember what he said, but he basically was like annoyed for one. Yeah. He was annoyed. He was like,
he did not have permission to say that.
And I was like, well, he can't tell me himself or something like that. And he was like, I know, man, I know, right? That's why I've been trying to tell him to talk to you. Okay, and that was it.
Yeah, and I ain't give permission to even say nothing, but since he did, it was fine. And I followed up. Quez came up to me and he was like, hey, man, I told her you like me, whatever. You know how guys talk. And ever since then, man, I started doing little stuff because I knew that in the back of my head, like, I felt like he liked me, but she was still in and out of whatever she was in. I don't know what she was in, but I really didn't care. Like, I just was like still just wanting her time. I was just in love, you know what I'm saying? So I just kept following up. I wanted to be friends, and we were friends, like genuinely friends, like for real. I'm talking about head. I hated it, but head to toe friends. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we knew we had feelings for each other. Well, she knew I had feelings for her. I wasn't in the friend zone. Don't get me wrong. Now
you wasn't in the friend zone, but I did not know I had feelings for you in the beginning. I just knew that I liked you around, I liked your company. So it's crazy because Ethel used to be like, ooh, Lucy, you like him, don't you? And I used to be like, no, I don't. Like, stop saying that. I just like his company. I want him around. I don't want him to leave, but I don't like him. Like,
and that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and that's all I wanted was that company, though. You know, because I was like, and even before I had talked to you, I was in a state of mind as a guy of accepting the fact that I'm not for the streets. I'm just not that guy. Like, I'm not that guy that's like for the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like having multiple women and, you know, lying to this one, trying to get to this one, or even just having a more honest. Like, I just wasn't. I tried it. I keep it out. Like, I tried it. Like, even, and it was right when I had got to Winston-Salem State, I was just like, man, I'm about to live this life. I tried to live that life, and that bitch was like, no, this life ain't for you. So, like I said, I knew what I was pursuing. I knew what I wanted when he threw me that oop. I knew how I wanted to approach it. And like I said, when I first saw you, I knew exactly what it was. Like, I knew that was my wife, and we kept talking, we kept building that relationship. We was friends for a minute, and then that was it pretty much. Once, like 3 months, 4 months of us being friends. Barely even that. Like, and we have a miracle story, honestly. Like, if we really want to put it out there, we can. But yeah, like, people, me personally, looking back, if that was my child, I would be like, yo, this is, I don't know, like, this is happening too fast, but it's 8 years now, so we can sit here and sit on that motherfucker with our chest out at this point, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and that was like the beginning. We genuinely started off as friends. I tried my best to start off as friends. I wanted to start off as honest. I never started off a relationship like that before. And even, like I said, it wasn't even a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was dead ass, like, in my zone of just being a straight up honest guy. I wanted to start off being honest. That was going to be my foundation. I didn't know how it was going to end up now, but I knew right then that I was like, yo, I'm going to keep it hot with her. I do this, I do that, and this is how I move. And it was crazy because, like I said, you never budged. Like, you was dead ass like, okay, cool. All right, cool. Well, I'm about to go outside with my friends. Okay, cool. I'll be here. Like, in dead ass, like, I would go outside with my friends for an hour and come back and she's sitting right there. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. And I remember, well, you can tell your side of the story before I get into my storytelling now.
What? Oh, how we met?
Yeah, how did we meet? Well, how did you meet me?
My side of the story.
I don't think I heard this from beginning to end now.
Let's see. I'm trying to go all the way back like you did. Like you said, very first encounter was probably the FaceTime. I don't think we exchanged any words on the FaceTime. It was just like, oh, that's my cousin. Hey, y'all. He was like, this the manager. Say, hey. We was like, hey. I think that was it. That was it. And then I think that was before summertime came. That's when Snapchat was popular. And I tried to add you on Snapchat. You did follow me back, so I unfollowed you. And then I was like, I don't like he be kind of arrogant. Like, I was like, he kind of arrogant. He be all up in the camera. So then I unfollowed him. That was it. And then time went by. Me and TJ was pulling up on campus, and I seen you crossing the street, leaving Wilson. And I remember looking up like, TJ. I was like, that's Quinn's cousin. I was like, there you go, that's Quinn's cousin. And she was like, where? And she was like, you have to rent the car. But that was really it after that.
Yeah, and then it sounded like you just kept going your way because during that time, you was talking to somebody.
During that time, I was in a situationship.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
And honestly, in knowing you, of course, you would just be like, yeah. Drive off.
That's how I was. Like, yeah, like I seen them, but it wasn't like, ooh, who was that? Like, it was just kind of like, oh, that's Quinn's cousin, like whatever. But
like whatever.
Nah, it was just like, like I wasn't really checking for you like that because somebody else had my attention at the time.
Right, and that's how you are. So.
But that was it, and then
I can expect that.
You made me recognize you low key because you would always talk to me. You always, I could be walking down the hall, walking through with the keys. He'd be like, here she come with the keys. He would say any little thing to try to get my attention or let me talk to him. And I would be like, telling the other manager, I would be like, Anna, he like me. She's like, no, he don't. You don't think somebody like you? And I'd be like, yes, he do. Like, he always has something to say. And I was right.
Yeah, absolutely right. I was in love.
Even when I was... the story about homecoming, that's really how we like exchanged numbers. A&T homecoming.
Oh yeah, we can tell that story though. So
A&T homecoming, that's really when I was like, okay, A&T homecoming.
Shout out to TK, bro.
I went with my best friend with Clap, and I think Mo was with us, maybe Bird, I don't know.
Mo and Bird was with us. We was in the Cavalier.
No, they were with me in my daddy's car. They were in Infinity, and then we got to the party, we met, we sang the team or whatever, and then after that, Dante came up, and at that time I knew Dante, but I didn't know him like that, and he was just pretty much like, oh, I don't have no ride. I think Mo might have been like, oh, Dante don't have no ride, he got to ride back with us. And I was like, what?
Like, he was in emergency.
He was like, he don't have a ride. He got robbed with
God
us.
knew exactly what he was doing that night. I'm telling you, because if y'all wouldn't have been there, if I wouldn't have saw Mo, I'd have been left at that party all night. I'm dead serious. Like when Mo said that to you, that was life or death. Like in that moment, because you know you in college, so like you need to ride like ASAP. No, you gonna get out eventually, but in that moment you felt like this is all I had.
Yep.
So
Then I was like, okay, we left. We went to IHOP. I pretty much went on with my night, like as if he was just rolling with us. I was like, okay.
Because they on the basketball team, Mo and Bird on the basketball team. I see my teammates.
Me, my best friend, Mo, Bird, Dante went to IHOP. After that, I dropped them off at wherever they was going, and then the next morning, Mo texted me like, yeah, we need to ride back to campus. I was like, what? So I had to pick him up.
Yeah.
Dante came back to my parents' house, which is crazy.
You know what's crazy? Your mom.
My mom cooked. My mom was making
fried chicken. I'll never forget fried chicken and macaroni. I'll never forget.
And they were so cool with it. Like that's crazy. My parents, they were like, okay. They were so cool with it.
Yeah, definitely. And I met your dad that day, and yeah, we just was the hoopers. And that's the thing about Courtney. Like and her dad and her family, like they all like is so welcoming. Like if it wasn't her dad and her mom, I don't know where we would be for real. Like they really stepped up and was like a guiding light and through our relationship. Like even though they probably didn't know it wasn't. Even then it wasn't a relationship. I was just with my teammates.
Yeah, they was just like, boom.
But even when they knew that this a boy Courtney talked to, they ain't budged at no point in time ever in life. And yeah, shout out to them for real. But yeah, we keep going on that too, cause that night. So I was at the party. It was an all-white party. I'll never forget. It was at a house. It was at
that's no.
No. We was at it was a house. It was a big house though.
Yeah, that was A&T's homecoming.
Yeah, but it was at a big ass house.
At A&T's homecoming.
We were at a big ass house party at A&T.
Yeah.
And shout out to TK. TK, y'all left me at that party. I know you probably don't remember that, but y'all literally left me at the party. And my brother called me like, hey bro, Nakia left. I was like, what? She left the party. And I was like, why would she leave? And he was like, I don't know, but she ain't turning around. And I was like, bro, just find, he was like, find a ride. I was like, damn, who the fuck will ride? Like, so I'm literally walking around the party for like 10 minutes. And mind you, that was the longest 10 minutes of my life because I was just walking around. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this a big party. It's like 5 different tents. And everybody's walking to different tents. And the next thing you know, I saw my boy Mo. And Mo and Bird, they were both standing together. And Kerry could have been with him. I doubt he was out there like that.
I don't know.
I can't remember. But I remember Mo like it was yesterday, and Mo was like, what's good? I was like, yo, what up, man? I was like, yo, I don't care what y'all doing. Like, mind you, they not in the mindset of leaving the party. But I was like, yo, I need a ride. And he was like, yeah, word, me too, I'm riding with Courtney. And I was like, cool, I'm riding with Courtney too. Now mind you, Courtney had a 2-door at that time.
We was not in the car. I was driving my daddy's Infiniti, so stop.
Well, in my mind, we was like in the 2-door.
We were not in that
I didn't get down. We could have been on the bike. You hear me? I was about to get on that joint. And I rode with them, and they Mo actually ain't had nowhere to stay that night, and he stayed actually with me and my friends because Courtney took us to we went to eat first. We went to Waffle House, and that's where I grabbed a number. I finally see. I'm not that guy.
We went to IHOP.
Was it IHOP? I feel like it was Waffle House.
No, it was IHOP.
We had that argument every time. I swear it was. It wasn't Waffle House though.
It was IHOP.
I could have sworn I was sitting at like a grill, like a bar and grill. I wish we knew what exactly the IHOP it was. Do you remember exactly the IHOP? I know it was.
Yeah, I feel like it was IHOP on Battleground.
Wow. But yeah, and that night I ended up finally grabbing having the guts to ask for a number because like I said, I'm not that guy to ask for numbers and walk up to girls and ask for numbers. So I finally asked for a number right then, and that was all she wrote. Once she gave me her number, that was it. I was texting every day. What you doing? Childish shit. You know, just trying to at any time just get the time and get a text back. And I was excited anytime you would text me back. I remember that like yesterday. Now mind you, I gotta play it cool. Like you don't know that. But I was looking forward to any text that I could get, even if it was the most childish thing ever. But in the beginning, I got your number that night. I held on to it. And yeah, after that, all I wanted was time. I didn't care what kind of time it was. It was just, I just wanted time. I wanted you to know I was genuine. And whatever you had going on was not genuine. And I was genuine. Like, and that's just what it was. And from then on, that was pretty much it. Like, literally, we just started being cool. We started walking down that road. We started being cool. Hey, where y'all at? I'm at the laundry room. Cool, I'm coming. Like, it would be right after practice. We would just run the stadiums. We could have class right after that. Go to lunch, fried chicken Wednesdays or whatever. But, hey, Courtney, where you at? I'm here. I'm coming. I would just come and just be around Courtney, Anna, and TJ. Like, that was the crew. And it was honestly Dante, Courtney, Anna, TJ. Nobody else. Like, we would get ass. Damn, and Ethel. Wow, and Ethel, yeah, and Ethel. And that was honestly the crew. I was the only guy there, and like it was cool with me because Courtney was there, and like she was probably the pivotal point of all of the relationships for real. But I was there for Courtney. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember sitting in the locker rooms. It would be snowing. We had just canceled practice, and nobody's supposed to be on campus. But I would dead ass find any reason to sit and go and be with Courtney. Like I didn't care. How did you know you met the one? How did you know? Like, how did you know, like, this might be the one?
Okay, so basically, I knew that the feeling I felt being around Dante, once I was able to sit down and figure that out and understand what this means, that's when I realized he was the one. But before that, I just knew that I didn't want to leave him. I wanted him to be around. I could always be myself when I was with him.
So you saying like the relationship was something you never had before? It was like something.
Yeah, because I was comfortable with Dante from the beginning. I mean, like super comfortable. Like no pretending, no. I gotta try to be like this because none of that. Like we went straight into it.
Yeah.
Raw, hey, I got this coupon, you want to go to Sheets and get a sub. Like, we went straight into it. $2 movies. I think I used to bring $2 movies. Like,
I never knew anything about that.
We went straight into it like
friends,
genuine for real.
But I knew I loved the hell out of you. Like, I knew that.
Yeah, and I think that was part of the reason,
don't let me speak for you though. Right? But let me say this. I just think that you had options.
Yeah.
So like
I always had options.
So when Dante came, I came different. I just came different. I just feel like I came humble. I came telling you exactly.
When Dante came, it was mutual in a sense because I've had people in the past to be consistent, but I wasn't interested.
Yeah.
So when Dante came, it was fitting. Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like it was fitting too because like I said, when I saw you, I knew, damn it, I love this joint. But as time went on, I was like, yeah, I'm not for the streets. I need
We just didn't want to be away from each other. At the end of the day, like, I think mutually, neither one of us wanted to be away from each other. Like, absolutely. Even before I realized, I'm so into him, I was just like, I didn't want you to leave. Like, okay, you gotta go back to your room. Like, you really can stay the night here, but I know we're not there yet, so you can sleep here.
Right.
Or you can really sleep on the couch out there in the living room, but I just don't want you to go back to school because we vibing. Right. Like, we literally would be just connecting so deep to where I'll be like, dang, it is 11 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. You probably should go back to campus, but I don't want him to leave. But I don't want him to think it's like, like that. But
like
at the same time,
it was mutual.
Yeah.
because that was where I was too. Like I was in a situation where I wasn't in a rush to be like, you might never, you might want to like I wasn't like that. I was kind of like that. Yeah, I was kind of like that once it got to a certain point though. Once I started spending a certain amount of time, that's when I was like, all right now, I'm cutting out girls now, like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, what we doing? You know, and I knew you was the one when, I ain't even gonna lie, it was one specific time, I'll never forget this time. First off, shout out to my brother. My brother would have my car. And I ain't gonna say what he had on my car, but let's just say that it couldn't move. And my brother used to get on my nerves with that, but me and him used to argue, boy. But at that time, I had to drive my cousin's car, and he let me drive his car. And we was on, bro, I drove his car, and he was like, yo, you can take it, but ain't no gas. So I was like, I don't care, I'm going. So I took his car, drove that jump 15 minutes on E now. Mind you, my heart dropped. But anyways, she knew it. And she had like a Sheets or a QT, I don't even know what it was. It was Sheets. Yeah. And it was like literally like 3 minutes away. And I was like, I ain't got no, like I had to keep it hot. Yo, I ain't got no gas in the car like that, you know. And, you know, I ain't got no money. I ain't tell her I ain't got no money, I just say I ain't got no gas in the car. She like, it's okay. Like, this is her exact word. It's okay, I got a 2-for-1 coupon for, po' boys. And I was like, this the one. You and me, like, yeah, that specific moment, I was like, this is gonna be my fucking wife, yo. Like, this is gonna be my wife. In that moment, I knew, I was like, yo, I cannot let her go. Because, like I said, from the jump, I was just always giving you all of me. Yeah. Like, I was like, yo, I'm this way. I do this with my friends. I do that with my friends. And I literally threw the ball in your field for you to like react, and you never budged. You was just like, okay, cool. All right, bet. I'll be here. Cool. And that moment at Sheets, when I had no money, gas on E, and my cousin's big ass Magnum. Yeah, that big ass red Magnum. And he let me drive that joint. It was on E, and she didn't budge. She was like, okay, cool, let's just go to, it's right up the street, I promise, it's right up the street, let's just go up there. I got 2-for-1, we can get 2 po' boys, and we went in there, we got us some po' boys.
Tell me about po' boys.
What? We went back to the crib, and we was back at the crib for the whole Christmas break. Like, and that was it. We hopped in the car, we went to Greensboro a couple times, but we was dead ass on some friend shit. Like I said, I knew where her situation was. She knew what mine was, and we dead ass was just chilling as friends, and that was literally like the turning point of when I knew that she was the one. And yeah, and it happened to be the one for real. Compared to dating back then, compared to dating when you were dating, how did you know, like, compare to dating a fuck boy? Like, what's the difference? Like, what was the difference? What was the cues that you was like, okay, this one ain't a fuck boy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your comparison? Like, what was some cues that gave you the green light of, okay, this one different?
Plenty. Nah, it's not even that I realized, like, oh, he's not an F-boy. I was just like, honestly, I kind of, for lack of better words, was kind of like not used to it because I was used to F-boy. So the stuff that you were doing, I was kind of like, why are you doing that? But I liked it. I don't know. You have to end this because I don't know. But
I was just coming.
You were consistent. You were genuine all the way through. Because you have guys. I've had plenty of guys be like consistent, but it's like once you get over that certain hump and they feel like, oh, they wheeled you in, now they got you. then they start switching up. But she was pretty much consistent all the way through.
And you know what's crazy, and I can say that, I can kind of add to that. I think that as guys, you kind of wait for that cue to be like, oh man, she the same as the other hoe. But I can say honestly, it's always been consistent.
And you didn't mind. I hate to say this because it's gonna sound bad, but spending money on me, like that sounds bad. I don't mean it like that, but you wanted to take me out. You wanted to buy me things. You wanted to do. You basically wanted to. I don't know how to word it.
Oh, you was mine.
Yeah, I don't know how to word it, but we went out on dates and he bought me things, and not saying that that's everything, but
you were my girl. I wanted you to. I treated you like you were my girl.
Yeah, I just feel like it's an obvious difference.
What it is.
When you dealing with an F-boy, like he lying, stuff don't match up. His actions say one thing, his words say one thing.
Valentine's Day,
he ghosts. You might get a gift, you might not. You might be like on the fence. F-boys will leave you in confusion. Okay, if you are in any situation where you are confused, you're dealing with an F-boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when you're not, it's gonna be very clear. He was very clear with everything that he wanted. Literally would say, I want X, Y, and Z. I have to stop talking to this person and that person. Where are we going next? Like,
I would never forget.
So
we ain't gonna talk about
it'll be obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious. It's an obvious difference.
Yeah. And for me, I think as a guy, you control the narrative in a lot of the beginning of the relationship. In my opinion, I can't speak for a lot of other relationships, but I can say that generally speaking, if a guy wants something and the girl is even a little bit intrigued, he has control over that relationship. He has control over how far it goes with how he approaches it. And I think that if a guy really wants something, it ain't gonna be no bullshit. Like, you gonna know. It's gonna be black and white. Like, it ain't gonna be no, I don't know. Like, is he gonna give me something for Valentine's Day? Like, it's his birthday. Is he gonna spend it with me? It's my birthday. When he don't, it ain't gonna be there. Because I know that for your birthday, I was there. I was like, what you doing? You was like, I don't know. Boom, I knew. I don't give a fuck what you doing. You said, I don't know. So I'm gonna throw it on your table. And I'm gonna always be like, hey, I wanna do this. Literally, there's a picture on the internet. I don't know if it's still on my page. I know it's on her page. It's on her Facebook. And she is so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bad. She had on leather pants. Niggas is like, that's what I'm saying. Courtney is like 5-6 years ahead of everybody. She had on leather pants, heels, hair laid, like I'm talking about bad. And if you look at the picture, I had on some orange KDs, like some khakis, and like a sweater I still wear to this day.
A sweatshirt.
I still wear that sweater.
Not no more.
Not no more.
No.
But I had that sweatshirt for so long, and I was just like, yeah, we about to go to Dave and Buster's, like type vibe, but like right then and there, like it won't know. Yeah, I wasn't even like prepared.
He was nervous.
It was wise, and I was nervous.
You was super nervous. You was super nervous. I kept saying like.
Only reason I was nervous is because of how you came out the room. Like like how you came out, I was like, damn, she bad as hell. She is out my fucking league.
I think you said that. I think you was like, oh, I just threw this on.
Yeah,
chill. Like, I didn't know. I can't remember what you said. And then you was like, I'm not feeling I took a nap. Like, I just had to put this on or something.
I tried to play it off so cool, but I wasn't prepared. Like, I wasn't prepared. And like, I had to.
In my mind, I'm like, we going to dinner.
Right. Like, she turned up. It's her birthday. And like I said, like, that was my opportunity to slide in and make something shake for her birthday. And I would definitely want to be a part of it. Didn't care about what you was doing afterwards, before anything. I just knew that during your birthday, I'm going to be a part of your memory, and I want to be that. And like I said, if a guy wants to be there, he's gonna always make it happen. It ain't gonna be no back and forth. It ain't gonna be no what he doing, nah, I hope this, that, and the third. Nah, If anything, he gonna throw it in your court and let you fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you mess it up, that's on you, but just know I put it out there. And if you play me now, you playing with fire because I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out. And I wasn't no, like, pushover or nothing like that, but I would always put the ball right in her court and allow her to do whatever she wanted to with it. And that was literally for the good bulk of the beginning of our relationship was me throwing it in your field and allowing you to, what you want to do. Like, literally, I would say, I just want your time. Like, that was literally my words. I just want your time. Like, you can talk to, you can play that game, you can deal with that. If you won't, I'm going to still text you good morning in the morning. Like, I'm literally going to follow up. But just know that shit going to run dry. And I literally would say that. Like, that was literally my words. Like, that's, like I said, like, you know, you, like, the question was, when you know you fucking with a fuck boy, you gonna know it. You gonna know it. But from her words. And our next question was, we can kind of fast forward to our marriage, of course. And we've been married for about a year now, and we're going up on 2. Right.
We just had our second.
Oh, so we're going up on 3, but we've been together since 2015.
2014.
14? When was King born? 15? We've been together since 2014, and we have not left this since then. It's 2023. Can you agree?
Yeah.
We have not left each other's side at all.
No.
Since 2014. And that's what, 9 years? 2014, 2023.
It'll be 9 technically this year. But
so it's hard for me to even throw in marriage in there. That's why I'm like, year 2, year 3, it don't matter. We've been together since. And nothing's changed. But anyways, we are year 2 in our marriage. And I want to know, what's the most important thing right now in our marriage? If you could name 1 or 2 things, what's the most important thing in your marriage that is blossoming and growing? What can you say that's number 1 in your marriage?
so many things are coming to mind. So you said like 1?
Yeah, what's the first thing? What's the one that you can elaborate the most on?
The very first thing that came to my mind was communication. I feel like that's so like basic, but communication is a huge thing in marriage. So
elaborate.
Communication. In many ways, like in the beginning, simple communication is, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Can I do this? Can I do that? That's not a problem no more. Communication as far as understanding each other. I think that we talk a lot of things out now. We talk a lot of our problems out, our point of views, our thoughts. I mean, everything is like talked about now. That has definitely grown because it wasn't always like that. But like you say, we speaking from a point of, from the beginning of our relationship, not marriage. So we only been married for 2 years.
Yeah.
But we talking from the point of the beginning of the relationship to now.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a huge different communication. Yeah.
If I had to name something, it would definitely be communication. Like, I think that's something that I had to learn to do. At first, I was a, you know where I'm at, what you tripping for type of guy. Like, I would literally fall asleep on my friend's couch and wake up at 2 in the morning and be like, not coming in the house late, and you like, what the fuck? And I'm like, what the fuck you tripping? Like, what are you tripping for? Like, I'm not doing nothing. And I would honestly and genuinely not be doing nothing. Like, Literally fall asleep on my boy couch, wake up late, and come home thinking like, man, I'm just late, like my stupid self, like it is what it is, stuck in my own self, not even worried about nothing else, and just being in a position of self, and she ain't, not even thinking about you for real. You know what I'm saying? Like not even thinking like, I should have called, I should have did this. Yeah, that was something that I had to grow into, and also see I didn't even see an example of it. I had to learn for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn that for myself. I had to take L's on that. And I guess that came from being in a single household. I don't know. Like my mom ain't checking with nobody. So I had to learn to check in and be like, hey honey, I'm drunk. Don't worry about me. I'm here. And even if I would have said I was drunk, Courtney would be like, okay, I'm coming to get you. Like it was always like, you staying here, like you lay in your bed, you lay in your head at my house. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't enough. So communication is something that definitely has grown on me. Courtney never had a problem communicating. Like that was honestly something that made me cringe, was her communicating all the freaking time about every little thing. And what year we in?
What?
What year we been together?
We're going on 9.
Going on 9. And she calls me every morning to this day and tells me every little thing. Oh my God, I'm so annoyed because this car had just cut me off. Like it's all day, and that was something that I had to get used to. You know what I'm saying? Like a woman telling me every little thing, and like and that was something I had to get used to. And like I said, we in year 9 now. I'm used to it. I don't communicate as much as her, of course, but I still, I meet her 75. You know what I'm saying? I'm almost there, 100%. I'm 100% now, for real. Honestly, I think I am.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got more than what you did.
And communication was something that has grown on me. And it's something that's still growing. I think that's something that's continuous though. I think that's something that you can never really stop thinking about and getting better at, because you constantly know your partner and you still kind of trying to grow to see who they are. And I can get to the next question. The next question, honey. How we can take this is gonna be a good for you. How do we handle arguments?
How do we handle arguments?
How do we handle arguments? Like what do we do? I want to hear your version.
Yeah, and fuss and cuss. Not even kidding. We don't do that. Huh?
We do that in the beginning.
In the beginning? Yeah, but not now.
I'm saying like in the beginning of the argument.
Yell, fuss, and cuss?
Typically. If it's something like, if it's something I'm passionate about, or it's something you definitely are passionate about, we'll go back and forth. We gotta have like, honestly, I'm a Sagittarius, she's a Sagittarius, so when she feel like she right, she's passionate about it. When I feel like I'm right, I'm very passionate.
But I don't do that no more. I haven't yelled for something in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think we have both now. We both kind of chilling now. We both
that's why I say that's part of like the communication growth. You pick and choose your battles, like in marriage. So like what you would yell and knock out, drag out fights, my mama would say in the beginning. Like now it's kind of like, bro. Yeah.
Alright, bro. You feel that type of way? I feel the type of way. Hang up.
Like okay, bye. Like whatever.
I'll tell you what I mean.
Yeah, it's like in the beginning. Yeah, we would be like going back and forth and
Right.
But now it's just kind of like.
It is what it is.
I would see you like.
Yeah, like if you really think about it now, like when the last time we actually had like a full blown vein in the head, sweating argument, like I don't think it's gotten that deep in a long time. You know what I'm saying? For a long time for us anyways, And I think that that goes with us knowing each other, and also accepting the fact that you ain't going nowhere, I ain't going nowhere type shit. Like, so.
You accept the fact that ain't nobody going nowhere, so it's funny, and then you accept the fact that
ain't nobody going nowhere. Right.
You know the person, so like you just be kind of like, bruh. I think in the beginning you have so much. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but so much there to where you feel like you want to argue back and forth to prove your point, but now it's kind of like I could care less prove my point. I just be quiet. I don't even want to fuss. Whatever. I don't care.
Exactly. It ain't even that deep.
Not it, like it's just
like it ain't even that deep. Let's stop here. And honestly, it does. I feel like we know it's that deep, but we stop before it gets that deep.
Yeah, it can still be that deep, and we still could not touch on it for real because.
Right. Yeah, because it's just like.
Or we not saying that it's that deep and we do not touch on it. We might not touch on it in that moment. We can circle back around and we both kind of like
heated,
calm down, or not tense and talk about it better.
Because honestly, when it does get heated, it's one of those conversations that are just like random, you know, as opposed to me coming to Courtney about something specific and knowing that this might be an argument. That way I know, like, all right, in the beginning, cool, I know when I'm gonna go ahead and disengage and be like, allow her that time, as opposed to us just having a conversation and then it comes up, then it becomes a passionate argument, but it ain't really an argument, it's just a passionate back and forth. But at the same time, we still, like me personally and you two, we both kind of be like, whatever. And we okay with just hanging up on that dry ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And then calling each other and acting like
before we would be like kind of bad.
Fight.
Kind of bad.
Don't hang up on me.
Sends long message. Text back and forth.
This ain't over. Yeah.
And like I say, he's like, whatever. And
I'll talk to you when you get home.
Call back in an hour.
Hey, we going like a motherfucker. We ain't talking about that shit no more. Like, it is what it is. Because we know, like, this is what I love and this is what I always wanted. Because we already know that it ain't even that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are so into, well, I don't know. We are so into each other, and like, we have been friends. We start off at a good foundation to the point where, like, we know, like, we can have a disagreement, but Courtney's gonna call me at 2. I'm gonna call her at 3 when I get in the car. 3:30, 3:15. I'm gonna be like, hey honey, y'all eat? What y'all got? Well, I'm on my way home. And that's it. And we still pushing, and like, it's still to the point where, like, when I get home, I totally forgot that we fussed at 11 o'clock, and you know what I'm saying?
They just say, okay, honey, all right, I'm gonna listen to my podcast.
Right, like, does that get you mad?
That's what he didn't add. He's gonna say, all right, honey, all right, I'm gonna listen to my podcast now.
Because you know, like, I'm gonna be like, all right, now, you going to work, do that vibe, man. All right, okay, so. The question I had for us was, what is your husband's love language? What is my love language?
You have more than one then. Because I think it's gifts.
Okay.
I think it's gifts, I think it's physical touch. Physical touch is number one, actually. It's definitely physical touch. And then it's gifts.
Okay.
Random gifts. Like, not, random gifts, just anything.
Yeah.
You like that.
Absolutely. I ain't even gonna lie. T-shirt.
Those are good too, but it's not the big gifts that he wants, like, if I went like bought him Off-Whites or something big. Nah, he wants something small. He wants something small, like a gift card,
ankle socks,
a gas card, socks. He wants boxers.
You don't came home with ankle socks? Oh, you know me.
He want a small gift, not a big one.
Facts. And let me guess, I'm gonna go ahead and try yours. You tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Definitely number one is words of affirmation. I feel like I gotta, babe, I love you. I love you so much. Acts of service is definitely one of them.
Yeah, that's definitely one.
That's a game changer. That'll change your whole mood. That's number one.
That is number one.
Acts of service. And I do that.
Quality time.
And quality time is another one. That's 4. So
quality time might be over words of affirmation at this point, because words of affirmation is kind of like.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when holidays come, gifts.
Yeah.
Gifts.
But that's only because I value holidays. So that's not really like, that's kind of separate. That's separate because of how I feel about holidays.
Yeah.
Because I'm not, when you say gifts, it's my love language, just mean like I'm expecting you to just buy me random gifts all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
I want gifts.
You want gifts.
But it ain't like.
But not like big gifts. You just want to be thought of.
Right. Yeah. And what you say mine was?
Physical touch.
That's number 1.
And gifts.
And gifts. That's number 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, physical touch. Because let me say this. Me and her.
You should. Go ahead.
What you about to say?
I was gonna say you should read that on Audible.
The physical touch.
No, the book.
What? What's the name?
5 love languages.
Oh, okay.
We were gifted that for the wedding. I have a hard copy.
Okay. Well, we watched this show. It's called Married at First Sight. And on the show, they pretty much meet their person at the altar, and right then and there, you can kind of watch on. Yeah, you can
seen the show.
Yeah, but you gotta explain to some people because whatever. But during the show, me and Courtney, we can kind of sit back and be like, yeah, they don't know each other's love language. That's why it's going left and right. Because one person might be into gifts. Like some women on there are into gifts, but the other guy's like cheap. You know what I'm saying? So he don't understand. Like, I gotta meet her halfway. So he don't understand the love language. And I think with time, that's the only way you can learn someone's love language, and also studying what love language is.
They say that if you actually know about love language, however that person is loving you is typically how they like to receive their love. Yeah. So like, if this person is constantly buying you gifts, constantly doing this, they like 9 times out of 10, that's what they like to receive in return.
So does body count matter?
For a girl or a guy?
From a girl.
Yeah.
It matters.
A girl's body count or a guy's body count?
Yeah.
Which one?
Both. Elaborate.
Yes. I don't know, because I hate to be like, for a girl it matters and for a guy it doesn't. I hate to be like that, but so I'm just gonna speak for the girls. I ain't speaking for the guys. A girl body count does matter, yes.
In your opinion, or?
Yeah, in my opinion, a girl's body count matters. Like, you can't be like, I can't even throw a number out there, I'm gonna be honest, because I don't want to ruffle no feathers. I'm not gonna throw a number out there, but you can't even be like, oh, my body count is this, and it was just because, I was going through a whole phase, or, no, I don't know.
Red flags. Once you hit that number, it's a red flag, huh? So is 20 a bad number?
Yes. That is a lot.
20 is a lot. But that's from a woman though.
Yeah.
But does a guy's body count matter?
To a certain extent. I feel like naturally you expect guys' body count to be more than yours, but if you like always like an extreme number, something crazy, then it's like, okay, wait. Not your addict.
I'm saying like, cause some guys will be like, I done did it with like
100,
200
like,
girls.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean when I say extreme. Like, you would naturally expect the guy's number is gonna be higher than yours, but if it's like an extreme outrageous number, then it's kind of crazy.
Right. Well, from a guy's perspective, of course, we are not talking to girls who have a high number, so I suggest you females out there, lie. If you got a high number, and a guy says, hey, and first off, if a guy asked that, I don't know why he would ask that. But if he did,
Yeah, that's on next time.
hell, I mean, a nigga who, I mean, some niggas might ask that, I don't know. Some dudes might ask that, I don't know. But if a guy asks that, I'm gonna leave that out there. I ain't gonna say if a guy asked that. I'm just gonna say this.
I would think they probably do
Women,
ask.
lie. Please lie. You said anything they ask?
They probably do.
Yeah, some guys probably do ask.
I would think all guys would want to know. I would think because you want to know
I mean,
who your girl has been with.
I'll be
Not who,
honest.
but how many you want to kind of know.
I mean,
Even if you don't want to know, you want to know. I would think.
yeah, but me personally, I'm so judgmental. I can tell. Okay, she been with more girls than me. I know she been with more guys than I expected. You can tell just off of how she respond and like everything, like. But let's just say this, girls, if you out there and he asks you, what is your body count? Lie. That's my best advice. I'm gonna keep it hot, bro. Lie, man, lie. Just be like, if you got 20, say 10. If you got 10, say 5. Like, just say something to appease this man, and like, that's just my opinion. And the reason I say that is because niggas is hella insecure, man. Like, niggas is hella insecure, and I'm trying to save them. I'm not insecure at all. Like, I'm not doing none of that checking up the phones. I'm not doing none of the following up, tracking you on MapQuest and going through the I found my phone and all that. I'm not doing none of that. And yeah, like I'm not tracking nothing, none of that. Like I'm not doing none of that. Like I am the most secure guy when it comes to like following up and trying to figure out. Like I'm just so I'm good. But like I said, I'm speaking from that perspective now. If your girl tell you, hey, I'm at guy 20 and you okay with it, cool, like that's up to you, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a matter of fact, most guys don't ask, you know what I'm saying? But if they do, females lie. Word of advice, lie to these dudes, man. We believe anything. So much more. But that's it. Thank you. And once again, y'all subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you get in the comments. Make sure you like it, share it to your friend, and follow up, man. Again, happy Valentine's Day to all of you couples, all of you loved ones, and even all of you single people who are looking for significant others or whatever they want to call it. And again, this is the Gentleman's Club, man. Everything straight, no chasing.